sure it's actually getting to the Twitch and the YouTube because I have the stream key, but I just gotta make sure. So let me check the YouTubes.
So my what's it called? My rewrite of chapter 1 for my manga is taking so gosh darn long. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Wait,
I've
you're making a manga?
oh yeah, I've got an entire um almost well 30 and a half pages currently sketched out, and like uh, 8 of them
Is
are
it
all
is it
fully
like a
colored.
webtoon manga or is
Yeah,
it
it's
like
gonna
some?
be a webtoon manga.
Hey, that's sick.
I have I have the sketches out if you want to see some of them.
So you want to drop the link, my dude?
I don't. Well, I do technically have a link, but I'm redoing the first
oh, by the
chapter.
way, we're live.
Oh, we're live. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was seeing if it were. It's working. It's working fine. Um, I gotta use the bathroom again. So, we're gonna start it with these two people are gonna talk to each other, and I'll be back because I'm not prepared. So we'll be right back. I'll be right back. They can talk.
Well, generally, I feel like a discussion. You're not really ever prepared. You just throw random topics. But like right now, I'm more interested in your manga. So when
Yeah.
inspired you to make it? Like, what's the plot? I
So
guess I'll read it. But
I have. Well, see, the first chapter is there's a lot of things missing that the first chapter was very rushed. This was all drawn and written out by me. But I tried. I went too fast. I got too hasty.
holy
Um,
shit, this is an actual anime.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a lot of critique saying, "Hey, this seems a little short and not entirely sure what's going on." So what I decided to go back and draw it and kind of expand on it a little bit better than I did. And honestly, I'm liking the how I'm doing it now that I can send you real quick kind of a comparison between
dude, I am
well
genuinely impressed. Like this is like legit.
trying to PNG. Let me just get
I
it.
love the dark vibes. It kind of just starts off with like him in like some type of fucked up like town. That's a really good opening for me. It personally. Your if your critiques are like from friends, they generally just kind of just are probably just being assholes, but this is
Well,
a
it's
pretty
not
good
so
like
much how it
start.
started. They were just confused as to what was going on and whatnot.
Right. No,
Um,
I kind of see that, but then it just kind of just starts with this guy. Well, sometimes this happens, but then it's like in the future, and then it goes back like 2 years or something. Is it gonna be like something like that, where it's like he's just in the final battle sequence, and then it just kind of runs back time to where before he even got to this point?
no, actually, this all this happened in the past, and this is actually part of his past,
Okay. Okay.
and he has to he has to go through.
Damn, all these demons.
Yeah,
Where are
I
they? Oh,
have.
you already took it.
The thing is, the dialogue is very. I feel like it was kind of awkward in a lot of places as well.
Hmm.
It just felt awkward to me.
Don't
Mm.
don't underestimate me. Ah! Yo. Sigh. uh,
So
that's one
All
crazy.
right. It
Yo,
seems like my headset's working.
I think it kind of flows though.
Yeah, you think so?
But you have he has a talking sword.
Yes, he has a talking
That
sword.
that's just like from this anime called what do you call it again? Zero Zero the Familiars of Zero.
Grimoire of
Like
Zero? Is
basically
it
like
similar to the
yeah
Grimoire of Zero?
not I think wait is it
Because
Grimoire
I'm
or
not sure if it's the same thing or not.
Familiar Zero like basically the guy protagonist like yeah like a talking some people don't like talking freaking items and
I
stuff
thought that
I can
it was kind of cool. I thought I haven't seen it in an anime really that often. So I decided, hey, let's go for it. And you can actually see this took me a while. And there were some panels that I had redrew because I didn't like how they looked. Um, but you can kind of see the difference in style when you look just in this entire just in this chapter right here. Um,
can tell that they're not really good friends.
oh yeah, no, they're not friends.
All right,
Um,
I am back now. How's
And how do you
how's
pronounce it? Tatanova?
Titanova. It's
Titanova.
like the Titan and then no and then like a supernova.
Supernova. Yep. That's what I was getting at. Oh,
Titan
damn.
Nova?
Dope.
Funny
Dope
thing,
mixture.
funny story of how I came up with that name though. Um, so I was literally scrolling through Netflix one day, and I have dyslexia, and when I read a documentary about the Titan boa as Titan Nova, and then I'm like, wait, what's Titan Nova? And then I said, oh, that's Titan Boa. Okay. And I told my friend about that, and he's like, dude, that'd be kind of a cool to name a place Titan Nova. I'm like, I said "ba," and he said, "Yeah, I know, but the V sounds cooler." And he was right; it did sound cooler.
All right, you guys ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, what's good, Geek Ire? What's good, my man? Uh, now, yeah, that was a kind of unconventional start. Honestly, we got a few changes with Kickback. So let's just call this season 3, and that's how season 3 is gonna start. I think that makes sense. uh, but yeah, welcome back, everybody. This is Kickback Anime Discussions, the chillest podcast on the platform, and as always, this is your boy RTL Faith, one of the co-hosts here, and I'm here with my other co-host, Johnny Boy.
Hello, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you guys can tell, Johnny Boy is working on his own manga. That's what the entire first part of this podcast really was talking about. So, make sure to go show some love to my man over here.
Yeah, it's called Titan Nova. It's on Webtoon. But I want to start changing up the first chapter, expanding on it a little bit more, and yeah, just redrawing it, making sure that it's as good as I want it to be.
You love to hear it. You love to hear it. And for today's topic, we're talking about the positives and negatives of anime debates. And for our special guest in today's episode, we got my boy here, CalebSama.
Thank you for having me. I also produce anime content on YouTube and on Twitter and also on TikTok. So like I'm not lacking on that too, even though it might get banned. But I appreciate you guys for having me there also.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. This should be a fun topic to talk about. Geek Guy, you said you started a fight with the anime community. I'm curious about that. But I do want to do something a little bit different when it comes to our episodes. We're to start off with some like trending news. It doesn't necessarily have to be anime or manga related. Just see everybody's thoughts to kind of keep everybody up to date with what's going on. So speaking of the TikTok ban, what is everybody's thoughts about that?
I mean, I don't really mind it. Yeah, I don't really mind it personally. I am not on TikTok very much, and So yeah, I'm not the guy to be asked that question.
I'm like, I guess from like a creator standpoint, since I like and also a cinematographer at the same time, I liked the fact that TikTok was like another kind of more organic way of getting like, actual reach. So like, like it's actually possible for you to go TikTok famous. Like, aside from going on Instagram and posting something, working your heart out of it and getting nothing from it because like no one's gonna see it. TikTok is actually a place where you can actually grow really fairly quickly and find your own community. But then it kind of sucks that it's kind of like at the point where it might go away. But then at the same time, I'm not comfortable with people taking my IP and shit and like freaking like taking up all my information and giving me targeted ads and like stealing my information. Like no one really messes with that. That's how like honestly similarly there was actually a problem on YouTube where they were doing that whole targeted ads thing, which kind of caused that other adpocalypse. But like with TikTok, I guess I don't have any animosity for it. Like I don't hate it, but at the same time, I love it as like a creator who loves posting things and letting people actually see my stuff. But then if I had to say, would I be sad that it's gonna go away or whatever? Yeah, I would be sad. But then it won't like devastate me because there's so many other platforms that you can kind of go and grow on if you really tried your hardest.
Yeah, I definitely agree to that. I don't use TikTok often. I don't use TikTok at all. I'm not gonna be sad that it's gone. I low key gonna be happy. I'm gonna explain that for in a second. But I think the biggest thing with this TikTok ban is, obviously there's other social media platforms that take your information and whatnot. But the fact that TikTok is not owned by the United States, like that's the biggest problem when it comes down to it. If it was owned by the United States, they wouldn't care. But that's why Microsoft is trying to buy TikTok. So it might. Hey, if Microsoft is able to buy TikTok, then because I think China is the one that that owns TikTok, right? China has a
Right.
Yeah, China.
yeah. So no, Trump is not gonna want China to have our IP addresses. Like that's just
Obviously, with all
yeah,
the
that's just
Heck
not
no.
gonna happen. So
Heck no.
I'm not gonna be sad that it's gone because I don't use it, and I see a lot of cringeworthy stuff on TikTok.
Oh
Uh,
hell yeah.
but I will say that it's obviously gonna leave the door open for the next platform. It's always gonna have something new that comes up, and as now I'm a content creator, I'll be more accepting of the next big thing once it comes out for sure.
But I feel as though the people who are kind of gaining popularity on TikTok, if I had to be like transparent with it, are people who don't actually have talent. Like, like how you kind of said that there's like cringe-worthy things on TikTok right now. Like, I feel as though it's just mostly hot people, like hot, like, e-girls, e-boys, people who say they have depression. But then, like, some people don't actually like have talent and they're blowing up and honestly I'm not discrediting everybody, but like the selected few who are like being basically like promoted by TikTok, I just feel as though it's just kind of not really worthy of being praised. Like some of the content, it's just cringy, and
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I definitely agree to that. Geek asked you, Caleb, uh, do you think Baki could take Trump?
Baki,
Yeah.
of course my man can take this, man. I don't know, like I don't know, man. Like I don't know what Trump got hidden up in there. If he has some Rick and Morty stuff, like in his Oval Office, maybe like he might have the upper hand. But Baki,
Yeah.
he can get the smoke. He can get the smoke.
Hey, another bits of trending information. And one of the more popular shonen that are out currently, Black Clover, has announced that they're doing a collaboration with K-pop, which is pretty huge. It was trending on
Oh
Twitter.
my god.
Are you
And
kidding me?
I will say K-pop, out of all like the music genre fan bases, is definitely the most vocal. So
Hmm.
and
Oh, you
active.
think?
Yeah, vocal and active for sure. Like so when it comes down to it, this could be I mean, Black Clover gained a lot of fans because from the K-pop side, just because a K-pop group is doing the music for the next Black Clover opening. So it's like I don't know how I feel. I hope it's good. At the end of the day, I hope the opening music is good, because if it's not good and a lot of Black Clover fans think it's not good, these K-pop fans are not gonna like it. That's for sure.
I'm like, the reason why you don't really mess with like the anime community, or honestly, mostly anything animation or gaming community wise, is because we are really, really vocal on things. Like we basically we have no filter. So if something is trash, it's trash, and we'll tell you it's trash, and you'll hate us for telling you it's trash because we will literally meme about it. We'll put it on Twitter. We'll like make all these things that it's just hilarious as fuck. So like, you know, honestly, would I want to post like a song as a K-pop group in anime? I will make sure that thing is super duper dope before I even like, you know, post it. If I were to post it, because honestly, I don't want to get attacked by like any of these communities.
Yeah, I definitely, yeah, that's facts. Like K-pop, like I don't know how popular this group is, but yeah, they need to blow it out of the water, especially since all Black Clover openings are really really good for the most part. Um,
Black Catcher is my favorite so far, if you ask me.
Mine is Black Rover. It's shoot, I forgot. Damn, I have to look it up. But like I have a one that's just like I fucking love it. Every single time I hear it, I get hyped.
yeah. Last bit of trending information. Relatively recently, the SpongeBob anime dropped on YouTube, and it was pretty big. It's pretty exciting, considering this creator was the one who dropped like the SpongeBob openings and all that stuff. But just recently, the creator's name is Narmak. Just recently, they got that whole entire episode taken down and got a
What?
copyright strike for I think he said it was because it wasn't safe for kids. I think that's what
What?
it was. So yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Was it because of Copa or whatever?
How's
I
that a copyright strike?
I don't know the specifics. I know he posted it on Twitter. I saw that, and I remember saying something like, "It's very possible that the company that Nickelodeon, the ones that own SpongeBob, are gonna come after
Yeah.
Narmak." But I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think like he would get a copyright strike because it's not safe for kids. Like,
You see, this is why I kind of am like kind of on the verge of like hating YouTube in a sense. Because like you know what YouTube was meant to be originally? Like back in the days in like back 2006 to 2010 or whatever, you can generally do whatever you want. And like, you know, I know like when you're stealing content, yeah, obviously you can't do that and there's restrictions. But then like for in the sense of like him slaving behind his computer, creating frame by frame animations for that whole thing. Of course, he had probably had like a team and stuff. They're depending on that monetization for like, you know, they depend on it because they spent all that work. They think it's gonna blow up, and then a random company just takes it down without even giving them like a chance to like kind of fix it or whatever. Like I feel like it's kind of unfair because he though his anime opening songs are so and so fire. I love them. And like the episode, I didn't even get to watch the episode. I was waiting on it. Like I was gonna do it for like a YouTube video or something. But then now that I can't even see it because like he got copyrighted strike, I'm kind of mad about that. Not gonna lie.
Dang, I saw it. I don't know when it got taken down. This is the first I'm hearing about
I didn't
this.
even see it yet.
yeah,
It was pretty freaking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn,
yeah.
I'm jealous.
I'm kind of curious though, cause like there's a lot of content creators that done reactions, including me. I did a reaction of the entire episode. It's on my channel, so I have the same content on my channel, and I'm curious, like,
Oh,
am I gonna get a copyright strike for this? Like, what is? I don't know exactly specific. Nothing happened as of yet, and it's still on my channel. It hasn't been taken down, but yeah, I'm kind of curious about all that. When it comes down to it too.
Even Nux Taku actually has a reaction video, even though he doesn't normally do those, for the SpongeBob anime.
Yeah, I mean, it was that good at the end of the day. It was very entertaining. It followed all these shonen tropes. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. And Geeky said Linkin Park did all the DBZ MVs. I remember Linkin Park and I remember Evanescence back in the day. Those are the EMVs I remember vividly. But yeah, those are some of the trending topics. We'll do that for each episode from here on out. Talk about some of the trending topics so we're all up to date. But yeah, let's talk about the topic in hand, the positives and negatives of anime debates. And I think the best place to kind of start it off is power scaling.
My gosh, it's so toxic.
So yeah, so let's start off with you, Caleb. You're the guest here. What do you think about power scaling debates?
Man, you see, this is where I kind of just like phase out. It's like it's completely controversial. Where literally anybody, whenever you have like a tier list or so, I feel like they kind of like contribute to like tier lists and stuff. Like when you have your own opinions on who's stronger and whatever. Some people like, oh, Saitama's the strongest, but then people like, no, DBZ's basically a fight like basically waiting to happen. Oh my god. I honestly don't even like talking about them, but I will if I have to.
So, the first time, okay, when I first got into anime, I was already one of the key factors that got me into anime was these power scaling debates. I am still subscribed to Screw Attack or Rooster Teeth or whatever it is now.
Death Battle.
For Death Battle, exactly. That's what I loved. Wondering, oh yeah, who would win in a fight? I would argue with my brothers, like, oh, the Flash is faster than Quicksilver or something stupid like that. Back before I was a weeb, but now it's like I just care about the story and the characters. I really couldn't care less who would win against who. It really does not matter. And I actually have a video that I'm going to be talking about power scaling. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah,
I might get some hate about it, but the thing about it is like, people bring in power scaling even if no one else mentions power scaling. Specifically, Goku. It's like Dragon Ball Z fans. They, for some reason, I have found, decide to bring up like I say, oh, I like Luffy as a character and whatnot. He, in my opinion, is my favorite protagonist. And someone goes and says, "Well, can he beat Goku though?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, please stop."
Yeah, I mean, power scaling's iffy for me. I'm very similar to y'all in the sense that I could it's just toxic and annoying nowadays. Especially the ones that are comparing characters from different series. And at the end of the day, nothing you say can logically prove your point. It's just nothing you say. You can't say that this would work in that world because they have different rules that they follow when it comes to the universe that the creator created.
Right.
And when people start trying to say oh, hey, the speed of light works like this in our universe, in the real life, so it must work the same way in anime. And I'm like, no, that's just not the case. So
I mean, if that's the case, that means I can run at the speed of light. I can comprehend the speed of light because I can see the lasers in the anime.
Yeah, it's like if someone as big as One Piece, for example, if someone as big as Kizaru actually moved at the speed of light and it worked the same way that it works in real life, something that big moving at the speed of light would be the planet would just not be in the right state of mind, or the right state of being. Let's just say that for example. People don't understand how science really works, and it just you could always say oh, the speed of light is the fastest thing, so you can use that type of comparison. When people start using calculations, that's when I really hate it. Say, oh, it just gets really bad. And I know there's a lot of content creators out there that main part of their all of their channel is power scaling,
like Death Battle.
Yeah,
but at least they have dope fights to watch. That's pretty much the only reason. And Well, that and the comedy aspect. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like at the very end of it, it doesn't matter, and it really can we just all get along because we all like watching anime.
Nah, never, bro. What?
Apparently not.
Getting along with other people who like other types of anime does not make sense.
Dang. Okay, I guess that's just a me thing. Okay, in that case, I have the superior taste. You're all peasants.
But I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, it's kind of an annoying thing when it comes to power scaling debates. It's like I think Death Battle at the very least. I don't think they think they're objectively right. I think they're just finding fun calculations to make the video more entertaining. But I don't think at any point they think, oh, I am correct and everything I'm saying is correct. No, I don't think that's what they think.
To an extent, they kind of believe it, but they're not saying our way is absolute. They even mentioned that they have there's a lot of different ways that it could go, but we just decided, hey, what would be what they thought. It's all completely their own opinions based on the data and calculations that they've come up with. And it's all just their own opinions of who they think would win the most amount of times in a semi-neutral and unbiased area, playing field, things like that.
But like,
they mentioned that in their...
But don't you feel like because generally speaking, like let me use like this character for instance, like because in the show One Punch Man, this guy, his motto or whatever he does is that he defeats people in one punch. And then like if you put him against someone like, let's use Ultra Instinct Goku, who like and then you put them side by side and you say that who do you think is better? Of course you're gonna have people saying Goku because they love the series, and then but in One Punch Man, it looks kind of, to me, I'm like, oh, I think he's gonna knock him out because he knocks out all these big enemies and stuff in one punch. But then you see, this is where like the controversy of like people like talking about, oh man, no, my character's better, because like in that universe in One Punch Man, he's OP as shit. But like in the other universe where Goku is, he's OP, but then there's still people stronger than him, like Beerus. Like Beerus hasn't like beat him and stuff. But like that's why I'm like, it's really hard for you just to say who's gonna win in a sense, unless like both of the creators of each anime or whatever did like a collaboration where like they actually had like a physical battle, not fans like bringing up statistics. Like literally, I've seen videos where people brought up statistics on who's gonna win and why his punch is stronger than his punch, and I was like, yo, where are you getting these numbers? Like who is giving you these numbers?
That's
like, pixel measurements.
Calculations that's what they call calc. It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen when it comes to an anime debate. People creating these
they're not
fake,
real.
Yeah, they carry these fake calculations to try to prove their point. And I get like trying to do the math and determine it like Death Battle does, but in all reality, it just doesn't work the same. An explosion in the real world doesn't quantify the same way in a fictional universe made from some person on the planet Earth.
Exactly.
And
like a fire there might not, a fire there and a fire here might have different like calibers that they burn at or whatever. I mean, it's like you can't really tell.
When you look at fire in anime, what does it do to people? Let's be honest here. When has anyone actually died via fire other than in Full Metal Alchemist
or Fire Force?
Well, okay, Fire Force. That's their whole shtick is fire, but
it's burning on fire.
Hey, but with that said, Fire Force, the main character can move so fast that his molecules break apart. he dies.
And it's like
Then-
teleport. Yeah, he
then
dies.
then he goes back in time and revives himself. Like what? What kind
Yo,
of
Wait,
when they
what?
said that, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
Yeah.
I
this is
dropped the show a while back.
Oh,
Like,
no,
what are you guys smoking?
No, that sounded kind of tough. I was like, "Yo,
Fire
this
Force
is
is
some
kind of
different bullshit."
Fire Force is actually pretty entertaining. Tamaki just sucks, you know. So it's just like you got a pretty entertaining series. Arthur is a gangster. I love Arthur. And
Arthur's like the meme in the show, and I like it.
I love
how,
Arthur.
like,
I love everything about when we saw his backstory, that was literally the funniest and saddest backstory I've ever seen, bro.
Wait, what's his backstory?
So his backstory is he lived a normal life, right? He was just a normal kid.
okay.
And he had two parents, he lived with both of them. And his
Okay.
dad was like a construction worker, I think, and his dad was kind of like idealistic a little bit and kind of told him to be like he told him that he's like a knight or like a king. So that's when the first time like Arthur was told that he was like a knight or king. And then his dad was kind of like flamboyant. Then Arthur went to sleep, and then when he woke up, both his parents left, and they left a note saying, "You're the king of the castle now." And they just ditched him. They just ditched
They
the
pulled a
king,
black
bro.
person. They pulled a black family move.
Bro, they just ditched Arthur, bro. Bro, it was like, I was sad, but like, it was so funny, bro.
What the heck is that garbage?
Bro, that, like, I was weak when I saw that backstory. I was like, what kind of... And that explains why he's always, like, trying to be a knight. Because he doesn't understand what happened to him in his past, bro. Like, he thinks
Oh
he's a
my
knight,
God.
bro. His parents just ditched him. Like, that's...
Oh my gosh, his parents didn't want him anymore, so they literally just left while he was sleeping. Like, they would have had to somehow pack and put their stuff in their vehicle, I assume that they were using a vehicle, and get in their car in the dead of night and drive off all without him not noticing. He must have been a freaking heavy sleeper. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
And the crazy part is Arthur is one of the stronger characters in the series, so it's like it's just so fun. Fire Force is a fun series. It just has Tamaki, which ruins it, you know. Just
Is
so-
that the chick
Tamaki's the one with like
curse?
the Neko thing.
Yeah, so
yeah.
the one who's that's the only character that I remember. Gonna be honest.
No,
It's hard
you
to
can't
not-
even lie.
it's hard to forget
that
her.
episode. But dude, okay, look, the only thing that really got me in Fire Force is like, you know how like sometimes like Crunchyroll just kind of shows you clips randomly of like animes on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the scene that really got me is before I even knew Tamaki was and shit and whatever she did and how she was super obsessed with like the I don't know, the pure church people or whatever the fuck it was. Like the scene where she literally was getting beaten like a baby mom was getting beaten by the baby daddy for a check. Like, and she's like
Ugh.
literally pummeled. And then Shinra just comes swooping in, put his whole foot on the man's face. Like, yo, so
I'm
you
like-
want the smoke? Like,
Oh, yeah.
literally, when I saw that scene and then you just see her cry and shit, I was like, where the fuck is the next episode? Like, when I saw that, like, I was just so
That was a dope
intrigued.
fight.
Oh
That
no,
scene
that's
was
not
so
even the
fire.
best fight. The fight that is around the end of season 1, it's movie quality. That fight with
Is it?
yeah, when Shinra fights like one of the final villains
brother?
in the season.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
I didn't want to
yeah.
say that, but yo, that's a movie quality fight, bro. It was fantastic, and that's when the powers get stupid. That's when the
Yo,
powers
but
get
like,
stupid.
but like, don't you understand? Like, what's so weird about anime is that you randomly just unlock some random fucking power at the last moment where you're about to fucking die, and then
I
like,
may
you
or
just-
may not have that.
yo, like,
Okay.
it's I love.
Hey, it's fun
yo.
sometimes. It's fun. You're not gonna lie.
No, like, I like that, but then I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, come on, man, like when does that really happen? It doesn't happen in real life, but then that's why I like anime so
Well,
much, is because they just
powers-
kind of.
Powers don't even happen in real life either, but
No, but like it was just like, so to me when I saw like the scene that happened like in like the last episodes when him like his molecules getting like I thought that was so tough. I thought that was so amazing.
Yeah, it was
And
an
like
interesting idea. I feel like Fire Force.
it was different. It was a different idea.
Yeah, I would definitely say Fire Force is like, it's a series that has interesting ideas for its story, like having combustible humans, having fire being like the main power, having like a main character like Shinra. He's not the most unique like personality, but he's a pretty unique protagonist in how he approaches everything for sure. Like compared to other protagonists, he's not annoying. He's just like kind of plain, idealistic,
Hmm.
but nothing too crazy. But then you have Arthur that balances it out, so it's perfectly fine at the end of the day. And there's this one character in season 2 that I can't wait to watch more of. He's the Arthur's friend, and he looks pretty badass. Yeah. So I definitely
Man,
can't wait for that.
I haven't like touched season 2 yet because I just have like general rule of like there has to be at least 6 episodes for me to hop onto like another season because like I don't like just watching one episode and then having to wait a whole week like and then like that anticipation is just too much for me. So then like I was just gonna wait until like episode 6 rolled out and then that's when I was gonna start it up and stuff and just so I can kind of like binge a little bit of like with some of the anime. But like
I get
for the
that.
most part,
Yeah.
I loved the first season. The first season was dope. Like it was good, and I feel like could there have been some things done better? Yes, but like overall, I like how different it was. The universe is different. It's like it deserves like a. It's like to me, it's kind of on the same boat of like as like Demon Slayer, like because like I just loved how. No, actually, I have to give it a little bit more higher because I like literally. It's just when I watched it, I was like, man, am I actually gonna enjoy this or whatever? And then you just see like the first animation of him like freaking saving like the priest girl with his feet and shit, and I was like, oh damn, okay, that's kind of lit. And like and then seeing how when he smiles, it's not necessarily because he's happy, but then like it's because of like he's like he doesn't know what to do aside but to
He's like
smile.
nervous.
Yeah, he's nervous and he smiles. And then, like, to me, I thought that was a different way of doing things. Cause, like, when he's in a battle and he's like super scared and shit, he's smiling. So then I'm like, is he actually scared or is he actually motivated? Like, you can't really tell what he's thinking or what he's gonna do. And I just like that sense of like not knowing necessarily how he's gonna be doing things.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely recommend Fire Force. For sure. But another question when it comes to anime debates. So, what do you guys think about comparing? So, other than power scaling, because we talked about how power scaling is all toxic and BS for the most part. Um, power scaling could be all right when it's within its own series, but the moment you start comparing different series, it's just stupid in literally
Mm-hmm.
every situation. But in a different type of debate, just comparing anime or manga that for to one another, especially if they're the same genre, and comparing them based on the quality of the series. What do y'all think about those type
Mm.
of debates?
There's one debate that instantly came to mind, and me being a fairy tale fanboy, I've heard so much on how fairy tale ripped off One Piece. And that irritates the crap out of me because, as someone who is fully caught up with the manga of both series, actually no, wait, 100 and not both series. I did read. I'm not completely caught up with 100 Year War, but or not war, 100 Year Quest. Gosh dang it! And either way, as someone who's read a lot of the manga of both series, I can definitely tell you that they couldn't be that couldn't be further from the truth. Like there's just absolutely no way. Well, I don't understand how people got that idea that fairy tale and One Piece are basically the same thing. They are not. They're very, very, very different.
I personally do like Fairy Tail and One Piece. Like, let me not lie. I was not really a One Piece fan for a while because I hate how dragged out that shit was. And honestly, I guess the reason why I didn't really like One Piece as much was because of like before in the first half before the 2 year time skip, there wasn't really any battles that really like told me I like a little bit more travesty in my manga or my anime. And like, Luffy generally always won his battle any type of way. Like that whole thing that happened to Ace, his brother, that caught me completely off guard. And it kind of just sparked something in me about One Piece because I was like, yo, what is he gonna do now? And like seeing like how he kind of like jumped and became like a whole totally different. Well, he's still the same guy, but then like just seeing how like how the world is kind of like more vast and open. I just see that the series not really ending, to be honest. But like when Fairy Tail ended, I was really like, what, how did this shit end already? Like Natsu as a character, I like them. I like them. But then like there were some things that I didn't really understand in Fairy Tail. That's why I can't really talk too much about it because I kind of skipped around. I'm gonna be honest because they had like some spin-offs and shit, and I was like, I'm not fucking reading. I'm not fucking watching this shit. Like
There-
this thing with
there's
this
a
freaking
lot
fairy
of
chick, and
filler.
I'm like, yo, why the fuck am I gonna care about this? Like, I want Natsu. I want to see him doing it flame fists and shit. Like, but then like, generally speaking, I did like Fairy Tail, but then there was a lot of like, who's the main character to me, like in Fairy Tail, and like,
Okay, I can actually explain that answer. Uh, Fairy Tale, the guild as a whole are all the main character because it's not specifically. Granted, the way that that the author actually wrote it, made it seem more like Natsu was or Lucy. Some people argue were the main character,
I thought
but
it was Lucy.
yeah. Well, the thing is, the reason why I say Fairy Tale as a whole is the main character is because it revolves around the growth of the guild and not necessarily of the individual.
Right. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I could
It
definitely
kind of
agree to
confused me.
that. Uh, I will say this: like Fairy Tale, it's solid. It's definitely not anything crazy in my opinion. Like my ranking for Fairy Tale is probably either average or a little bit above average. But it is still a very solid, very good series, very enjoyable. Nothing too complicated with Fairy Tale. I will say, I think when you're comparing, like, I think the only way you can properly compare different series, like in an objective manner, is if they're the same type of series. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, sure, there's subjectivity. Oh, you like this series better. That's why you think it better. And people say, oh, it's based on my opinion. Well, all that good stuff. That's fine. That's fine at the end of the day. But when it's a series like Fairy Tale, I think you can properly compare Fairy Tale to other shonen, of course. But even more so, you can compare it to other magical world shonen more specifically. Like I feel like you could say Fairy Tale, you could compare Fairy Tale to Magi and to Black Clover and to whatever other magical shonen if you have one in mind, and look at the both series, all three of the series objectively, and decide which one's better. Not everything needs to be subjective. I think as long as the series share close enough similarities, you can objectively compare it and decide which one's better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Oh man.
Hmm.
I don't know about you guys, but I had Black Clover before. Man, people hate me for this. Before I didn't like Black Clover, but then I grown to love it simply because like now it's like I okay, so Black Clover before the first few episodes, I was feeling Naruto vibes 100%. With like the whole like I'm gonna be the Wizard King and like all this shit. I was like, okay, well, they're kind of ripping from something. But then when I started to like kind of get into it, I was like, wait, this shit's actually hot. Like I don't know, like it just randomly just hit me like this shit's actually hot. Like it's actually probably even better than Naruto. Like
So one of the things that Black Clover does really well is it uses a lot of the the generic tropes. Um, I'll wait. Uh, um, uh, what was I saying?
All right, so my bad, my bad. I just was talking about something real quick. So what were you saying about Black Clover?
I was saying that one of the things it does really well is it takes a lot of the generic anime tropes and somehow it really knows how to actually make it so it's really good. Yes, it is a very very generic show, but the way that it's written and the way that it's pulled off makes it something really really unique in a way. So I guess it's kind of contradicts itself almost in a way that, but that is the case. We have a demon inside the main character. The main character has some kind of um, disadvantage at the very beginning. He wants to be the most powerful guy in the whole nation, village, kingdom, whatever, and he has his friends to help him along the way. It's literally got all the tropes, and it makes it work so well. Arguably better than Naruto.
No, but you know what's crazy is that what's actually a little bit different is that he actually doesn't have a demon in him. It's actually his book that has like the demon or whatever. He is basically a human being in the show. Like he's human. But then
Right.
but what's so cool about it is that like him, of course he's work out his body and stuff like that, and he basically is like physically like a freaking, I don't know, like a football player on drugs or some shit. Like he's like strong as fuck and like he can do whatever. But what really got my attention to Black Clover, aside from it being like kind of like him screaming all the time like Naruto did back in his past and shit, was during like, I don't know if you guys seen it, but like during like the battle where like he was fighting like this like freaking tiger guy or whatever. And then like him and like some of his like freaking guild or whatever, like they all of them had used Asta like strategically to beat the demon, because Asta on his own couldn't really beat him because he got his arms destroyed. And then that to me just put a little bit different spin on the anime, because like I just thought that was gonna be generically like Asta would have won and it would have just been his one. But then they used all the characters' abilities all together to like kind of beat the enemy. And it's like but they were all going off of Asta's like positivity or his like freaking courageousness, because like him, it like on a scale tier or whatever, magical power none, physical power exceed. But then not only his physical power, but also his like his determination is just off the charts, and it just kind of fuels the whole teammates, and it just makes everyone grow and become better characters. And then that battle to me is where the anime got good for me. It's like it kind of showcased the differentness of like generic, oh, you know what, I'm gonna beat him up because I have something inside me. Now yeah, he has a demon, whatever. The demon didn't even come out during the battle. The battle was strictly won because of everyone like who was there at the moment were just fueled by Asta's determination, and it just fuck shit up. And it was amazing. And it was just like, that's what really got me into Black Clover. And that's what changed my opinion on it, because it wasn't just like some, okay, I have a hidden ability, I'm gonna beat whatever. It used strategic tactics in order to actually beat down the antagonist, which was really, really well played.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like people don't know this for me too. Like at the beginning, I thought Black Clover was hot garbage because I thought it was a
Mm-hmm.
generic shonen, and
Right.
that's crazy for me to say because I make a lot of Black Clover content now. Because right now it's really really good. Like because I think when it comes down to it, the basic generic shonen formula, it works. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it works. It sells. It gets an audience. And what Tabata is doing is he's following that formula and then mastering it in his own way. He's like you said before, the way Asa uses his powers is like intricate and more unique. It's not straight up he wins because of power boost. Even if you're caught up with the manga right now, like all the fights that Asa's been on has never been a situation where he won just because he was
A
like
power buff.
goes crazy. There's a
Mm-hmm.
situation in the manga where he goes berserker. He has his berserker moment, and he still lost. Like at so like that never happened in shonen. Like Naruto, berserker, he wins. Uh,
Exact Nine Tails. Like the Nine
each
Tails generally always made him win.
Ichigo, when he won berserker, he won. Um, Natsu, same way. I'm sure I think he had a berserker state before as well, and he won. He
A few
easily like
times,
fought.
actually. A few
Yeah,
times.
yeah, he won too. Like in every shonen you could think of, Blue Exorcist, Beelzebub, every shonen that has a berserker state for their character, they won. And then in Asa's situation, he had his berserker moment and he got destroyed. Like he legit got fodderized. Like the dude was knocked out after like moments after he got his berserker state. He got only like one cut in from the enemy he was fighting. So it's like Tabata knows what he's doing and how he's telling his story. He has all the shonen tools. He's just using it so much better than everybody else we've seen so far. The only like person that that's kind of the goat in when it comes to the shonen game is obviously One Piece. So Tabata is doing his thing, even despite of Goda always been doing his thing for even longer than Tabata has. So
Well, the thing about One Piece is that it doesn't really have too many of the standard tropes. It doesn't really follow the same the same generic rule of shonen. It has so much more in that Goda Oda, yes, Goda, but Oda is not only thinking about the usual there are some tropes in there, don't get me wrong, there are still some tropes, but they're not nearly as present or in the foreground as many other tropes, many other anime are. Like, for example, you don't really see the oh man, I lost it, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about it. Dang, I can't think of what I. But you understand what I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
Like it doesn't follow the same generic formula of, oh, bad guy shows up, so I go fight him. Oh gosh, I lost, but hey, guess what? I'm gonna train now, and now I'm stronger, and now I go fight him by myself, and with the power of friendship, I will win.
yeah,
It doesn't follow that same formula.
yeah. I definitely agree. So the last thing, kind of want to touch upon when it comes to these anime debates stuff, is the proper way to do a debate, especially when it comes to anime and manga, because like we all know the many of people that get very very rude and toxic
And
because
heated.
and heated just because you don't agree with their opinion. And it's really bad on Twitter. And
Oh, heck yeah.
the YouTube comment section's another place that gets bad on. Discord. And for me personally, like how I like to do it is anytime someone wants to debate me, I could do it for a video, I could not do it for a video, it's fine. But at the very least, you have to turn on your mic and you have to talk like a person. Because you're not just going to be talking with your fingers if you're going to have a proper anime debate and discussion about a topic. You feel me?
I feel you with that. It's like I feel like there's a lot of people who kind of like hide behind like okay, they say something and then they it's just like when you have an actual debate class. It's like, you can't just like act like, "Oh, I support this." And then that's it. That's law. And I'm like, "But it isn't." And then they're like, "What do you mean?" And then like they get so defensive and when you bring out the facts, you're just like kind of feel like they're cornered. It's like I'm not trying to like they debuff what you're talking about. But what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to like have mutual ground where we can both agree on. But then like it's one case of whatever I say is law with most people whenever they think about things, especially anime.
Yeah. I completely agree to that. And when it comes down to it, like people, I will say that I'll admit to this. Like I'm not trying to offend anybody. When it comes to like a fandom, to like different genres, sports, music, movies, comic books, anime, I would say when it comes to social skills, you know, I would say the majority of like diehard anime fans, the ones that call themselves weebs and otakus, probably don't have the best social skills, to be
Mm-hmm.
fair, if we're being completely honest. Like I would say the majority. So I could see why they just don't know how to talk to people properly. But that's why, when it comes down to it, and the best thing to do in any situation before anything gets pretty heated, when you're talking to someone who's just like spamming crap about you, or just not even talking or just saying dumb stuff, at that point, just let it be and just leave the debate. You're not gonna win, and it's just a waste of your time at the end of the day.
But then like the thing that I don't understand with like most people when it those just like to kind of like feed out on like what you just said is like I just don't understand is like if you're gonna basically shout out your opinion on something, why are you afraid to kind of converse? I know that you might not have the social skills or whatever. 'Cause like look me personally, I wasn't even great at talking to people, but I kind of got better because I had to like I want to express like how I felt. But then like don't start a battle like just like there's like a saying like don't start a battle that you can't win. So like why did you even make that comment in the first place? I know that you felt something about it, but if you're not gonna fight over that, not fight like oh f you blah blah blah, because like yo people get so butthurt like when like they when someone doesn't agree with what they say. Honestly, sometimes I like when people don't like agree with me because then I usually find out something new, or if they're just talking complete bullshit, I'm just like, dude, you're capping. Like what you're talking about makes no sense. And then you just kind of like converse with them and bring them over to the dark side. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's
Ye-
just different, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. For sure, I completely agree. And the worst thing about it, is especially when it's in the public, is when mob mentality plays an effect. Like when mob
Oh my
mentality plays an
god.
effect, it gets really
Just like
toxic.
cancel culture, bro. Just like cancel culture.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything about it.
There was one point where someone asked, so there was like this Twitter thing where it was like which one is better, the Berserk manga or the Attack on Titan manga.
Ooh, Attack on
As
Titan's my shit.
someone who has uh kind of read some of the Berserk and uh what's it called, the Attack on Titan manga, I thought that I prefer the story of Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
I like Berserk. I like the character. I love the idea of um, Guts. Guts is a not your normal protagonist, and granted, he's not really a shonen protagonist. He's definitely not a shonen protagonist, but he I love the idea of just a guy who is literally fighting against basically his own fate. Like he is constantly destined to fail and destined to die, and every time he pushes through that and says no, he struggles every single page, and that's something that I cannot see anywhere else that does it as well. So I personally, and again, I'm not completely caught up with either manga, and so that was my opinion, and I explained that, and then I had 7 or 8 people be like, start attacking me because I prefer that over Attack on Titan, and they started swearing and calling me names, and they asked me if I'm caught up with the mangas at all, or if I was stupid. Just bunch of stuff.
Yo, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I personally look, I like Attack on Titan, because of like I love the animation style. Like, well, before when I first saw the manga of Attack on Titan, it actually scared the shit out of me. Like, it takes a lot for me just to scroll on a manga just to scare me. And like, so when I saw like these Titans is like freaking biting and eating humans, and it was so grotesque and like bloody and gory. Yeah, Berserk is kind of the same way with like the gore and stuff. But then if I had to really rate the two, like the main character Aaron, like, and I know that there might be main characters like Mikasa's kind of main, like Levi's kind of main, but like I'm talking about like main character wise, Aaron versus Guts. Guts is going to win for me personally because he is kind of a different element of character versus your generic, I'm mad as fuck you took my mom away and now I'm gonna fuck shit up because I fucking hate you guys. It's like, stop complaining. It's like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, dude, you're literally bitching because look, I'm not gonna like, yeah, you lost your mom, it's really mad or whatever, but then he's just letting his anger fuel and he's not even using his skills strategically. Like, even when he goes into Titan form, no, but when he goes into Titan form sometimes, don't you see in some of the battles that he just kind of is just in like a kind of like a Nine Tails rage mode in the beginning until he fucking calms down. And it's just like, why couldn't you just properly control your emotions so you can actually like, do stuff and actually help the corpse than being the root of the problem with you getting taken away because you're really valuable. And then like, but then it kind of changed later on in the series, but then overall character, like main character wise, Aaron to me in the beginning was a fucking bitch. But like comparing him to like Guts is a fucking badass. Let's not lie. And then like, he's, and also like there's so many memes about him, like him just being super like an asshole or whatever, but I love that. Like, he's fighting against fate right now, bro. And then like, so aren't you gonna be a little bit more like dark and like dramatic, and it's fucking amazing. So, but if I had to choose, I do like Attack on Titan because of the anime and stuff. And then that 3D anime shit is kind of nasty, but like, overall Berserk is not bad. I do love the plot, like the character, but then I'm only choosing Attack on Titan simply because there's a little bit more in there for me. Like the thing with Levi being a fucking god, Mikasa low-key being freaking awesome, and like I'm not even paying attention that much to Eren a little bit because like, but I don't know, I'm not paying that much attention. Like I haven't seen the look, I'm not completely caught up with it because I kind of like,
Neither am I.
yeah,
I've heard so
yeah,
many things.
I'll say this.
I'm hearing things.
Hey,
I'm
I'll say
hearing good
this.
things.
I'm completely caught up with the manga, and Aaron's my favorite protagonist of all time because of what I know now about Aaron's character. And
That's what everyone keeps saying.
You see, that's what I hear every day. I hear that.
Everything,
and I'm like, but right now, I
you
think he was a bitch in the beginning.
Everything you said about Aaron and what you want from Aaron is what Aaron's doing right now. I'm just
No
gonna say
way.
that is exactly
No
what Aaron is
way.
doing right now in this story. And it's good. Yo, I love Berserk. I'm like, Berserk is one of the greatest manga of all time, hands down, especially for seinen. Attack on Titan is tough, man. I don't know what.
No, it is. It's just I just haven't finished it, so that's why I wasn't trying to sound like, oh, I know everything about it, because I haven't even like, I was just waiting until season 2 hit. But then seeing that trailer, oh my god, Aaron looks sick in that trailer.
Bro,
Aaron looks legit sick.
Aaron goes mad.
Aaron looks sick.
Aaron goes
like,
mad in the final season, bro. I'm telling y'all, I guarantee when certain things happen in the final season, the anime, Attack on Titan's gonna be trending. Like Aaron goes dumb. He goes dumb in the final.
He goes dummy.
He goes dummy, snap. Bro. He goes crazy. But I will.
All right, then it might change my opinion. It might change my opinion.
Berserk is good. The only thing about Berserk is like the story's not finishing anytime soon, and Attack on Titan's close to its finish. So it's really tough.
I'm actually sad about that.
Yeah, it's really tough for Berserk. And the thing about Berserk is still getting chapters. I just read the recent chapter maybe 2 weeks ago. It just dropped a chapter 2 weeks ago after like a half a year. So it's like Berserk will always be a well-written masterpiece, but at the end of the day, it seems like it's never gonna finish, and that's really what's holding it back. Just like Hunter x Hunter, it's never gonna finish.
Wait, didn't Hunter x Hunter finish though?
Not the manga. Nowhere
not
close.
The manga.
Is nowhere close.
Hold on. Hunter x Hunter didn't finish?
No, I forget the author's name, but he's kind of on death's door right now. So he has some kind of illness, disease thing it's making him hurt so really badly. So he
Yeah.
can't do anything about the manga.
Yeah, it's kind of it's tough. It's tough. Like at the end of the day. But real quick, do you guys have any other final anime debate stuff you want to discuss before we call it a day?
Not really. Like I was just like kind of like really strongly about Attack on Titan because I generally didn't finish it because I really just hated Eren as a character because of how he was acting in certain situations. Like for instance, like the time where basically Armin sacrificed himself to kind of like do something about like the colossal Titan and him getting burned up and shit, and then like Eren like, aren't you guys gonna give him the elixir? What the fuck? But then like strategically thinking, it would like yes, Eren like Armin had a lot of tactics which were really smart and stuff, but he was kind of a bit sometimes, and then like and you couldn't really like you didn't really know, he didn't have that captain or that like strategic, that dominant personality that every single like corpse needs in order to keep the morale like okay. So then like I kind of see that, you see, so that's why I could kind of see why he was like, I might have to save him, the other captain guy instead of him because of like the situation. And I'm like, you know what? Like I do like Armin and I did love his plan and stuff, but at the end of the day, like this people are dying, and then like we need someone who's guaranteed to give us something other than like someone who's just gonna kind of just more about chance. And it just like at that situation, Eren, I felt like he should have been like the bigger man and been like whatever, but then I still like Armin.
But that is his best friend, so it's kind of hard to say.
Exactly.
I'm just not gonna let my best friend die.
But then but you're also a soldier, like like that's why I'm like it's harder. It's even a harder decision, like as a soldier, because like you're fighting for the human race, which is like 2% of the whole world, and you don't even know what's out there. Well, apparently now there's actually a little bit more to it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but like for what
There's
it's worth.
Episode.
Yo, every anime, every 12-episode anime always gets a beach episode. I don't know why the fuck it
yeah, but
like
Attack on Titan's beach episode is not as
it's
fun as all the other beach episodes.
Really.
it's just very sad. It's a very sad beach episode.
Yeah, yo, freaking like literally like Eren looked like an e-boy during that shit. Eren looked like a whole e-boy during that with his feet in the water. And then that, like Mikasa's like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? And Eren's just like, we're all gonna die. Like he's just on some golf shit.
I mean, he can't. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. Eren doing some stuff, but I love Mikasa still too. Mikasa, bro, there's a thing between Mikasa and Eren in the manga too. It's just like, oh my god, bro. It's crazy.
I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna start. I can't wait. Like now you got me genuinely hyped. Because like honestly, if you're telling me that Eren isn't, if you're telling me that Eren's genuinely gonna lose that whole bitch boy shit and he's gonna grow up and do some lit shit like some Levi or whatever, or just like do something.
Oh no, he does. He's way beyond Levi at this point. Like Levi.
No way. You're fucking lying.
Levi can't touch Eren.
No way.
He can't touch Eren. I'm telling you, he can't touch Eren. He can't touch Eren right now, bro.
No fucking.
It's not even close.
You're trolling right now.
I'm just telling you how it is. Aaron's at a Eren did his thing. Let's just say Eren did his thing, bro.
Eren did his thing.
He did his thing for real, bro.
The more you keep talking, the more I'm gonna just read them.
Yo, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm actually hyped.
I recommend reading. Like, I'm gonna watch the final season because it's crazy. Isayama, let's just say he does some older stuff when it comes to like writing stuff in the beginning that makes sense at the end. Like, bro, I'm gonna rewatch the anime because all the stuff you learn about what's going on and all the crazy stuff, and Eren's just like doing his thing. Just like, I recommend catching up to the manga, and then you're gonna want to watch the anime all over again by the time you're done. Guaranteed.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can sit through the first 2 episodes again.
You're
when I
gonna
first
want
watched
to.
it,
You're gonna want to once you caught up with the manga. You're gonna want to watch it all over again. I guarantee it.
I was so bored in the first 2 episodes.
Yo, but like the whole key scenario before, like when they had to go down the cellar, actually interested me. Like when they had to go and like get into like the cellar with his dad or whatever. But then like when they actually went into the thing, I expected to find something crazy. I don't know why I expected some Dexter's Laboratory shit, like a whole freaking operation down there. But then like but when you freaking saw it, it was just like a room with a chair and some paperwork and shit. And I was like, did they even find anything in there? I don't remember.
Bro, it's like, so crazy because that scene is so much bigger in the manga. Like, because there's so much stuff that happens that you learn about what's going on. Like, every scene you've seen in the anime just bumps up another level because of what you learned in the manga.
My gosh.
Isayama does some chess stuff in this manga, bro. He does some chess stuff.
I might need to check it out. I might need to. Like, now I'm genuinely impressed.
I guarantee you, once you hit like the certain specific moments, especially with Eren and certain things he does, you definitely hit me up and say, hey, you could just say, hey, you're right, you know? You could just say that.
Hey. Yo, because the one thing I hated, like, I'm gonna be honest, in the anime, I didn't, that blonde chick everyone was liking in whatever.
Historia?
Like yeah, so like Eren was chained up and shit, and I was just like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, fuck, they're saying that like, oh, you gotta kill Eren and take the Titan power and whatever, and I was like, okay, interesting, but then she kept on like, no, like, fucking do something, like stop complaining, but then like, she kind of got lit, but then, man, I just couldn't like her, like I just couldn't. And like some people were like, "Oh, you have to," or whatever, and I'm like, "I don't have to do anything." But then like
she's all right. Like I ain't gonna say she goes dumb crazy like Eren does, or even Mikasa. But then that
whole scenario,
are you talking about
when
Annie
he was like,
or Historia?
Dude, when he was chained up, I was just like, "What's going on here?" Like he had like the freaking like ball gag in his mouth and shit.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. I'm not gonna cap. Like I was like, Eren's kind of acting like a little bitch right now.
Yo, I thought he was being big bitch like right there. Like he was just being a big bitch. And I know he was chained up. He couldn't do anything. Like, you're chained up. Like, you're only human. But
well, what happened was Eren learned about, like, the history. He learned about a certain part of the history that changed his philosophy. Because he learned that he wasn't supposed to get the Titan, Titan power.
His dad took it.
Yeah, and he learned, like, that, everything he was doing was meaningless and everything, so he kind of lost his like motivation,
his passion, and his motivation.
So he just wanted to die at that point because he didn't know what he was doing, and then he figures out what he needs to do, and then it goes crazy.
Oh man, bro, it's
all right.
You relit my flame for Attack on Titan,
bro. Like
I might just go watch it instead of watching JoJo's.
Yo, honestly, trash JoJo right now. Like Attack on Titan right now seems really.
Hey,
it's like, bro, I'm not saying the trash is trash. I'm just like put it on the shelf.
Put it on the side. Like Attack on Titan.
Put on. But
I didn't think like anything of it when I was like watch. Like I thought it was good, but it was never like crazy top tier, like top 5. Then I read the manga and like everything changed, bro. It all changed. I was like, God damn, what is going on?
It all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Facts, bro. Like Attack on Titan is my favorite manga, and when the final season comes out, it's gonna be my favorite anime of all time. So, hey, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Hey, it's lit. All right.
All right. So, that's all the time we have. We're gonna call it here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Caleb, stopping by, being our guest in today's episode and Kickback.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So make sure to check out CalebSama. This is kind of season 3 now because things have changed. Squid is no longer a co-host here. He has to handle some things. Squid is welcome to come back at any episode if he feels like it. But everybody has to do their own thing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll definitely be on the lookout for a third co-host because these things definitely work better when you have at least 3 co-hosts. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely be on the lookout. But yeah, this has been Kickback Anime Discussions. We'll be back next Saturday. Every Saturday we'll be dropping a live stream, 5:30. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is, usually when we start. And then podcast episodes usually come either a day after or Sunday when it gets on different type of podcast platforms. So you could check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, a new website called blackanimepodcast.com. Make sure you check that out. So yeah, any final remarks?
I guess just gonna plug some things. Yeah, follow me on YouTube at CalebSama, and also I do have my own podcast with one of my friends named QCast. If you guys want to check it out, I don't know how to spell it. I'm kind of stupid. Oh, KYU cast. We also talk about anime and conspiracies and anything like that. And we will actually do want to have you on that podcast also. So when we get that situated and fixed up, definitely gonna have you guys come up if you guys want to. Cause this was the most littest, hottest kind of talk I had so far. So I definitely want that energy on our podcast if you guys want to come over too.
Yeah, I'm always down, bro. Always down to talk
I'd be
anime.
down.
All right, sick.
But yeah, make sure to check him out. He's famous. He works with Roddy Rich, and we know Roddy Rich, right? The Box. Yeah, yes sir. Anyway, this has been Kickback Anime Discussions. We'll be back next week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.